Welcome back to another episode of Carson's Aquatics. Today, it's been a little bit since you guys have seen a lot of the animals down here in the fish room. You guys know I went to Dallas, I posted some videos from there, then I came home and got settled into a new house and kind of took a little break from posting, but we are back. And today I wanted to do a full fish room tour video. It's been a while since I've done one of these, and this is probably going to be the last tour of this fish room that we're standing in right now, because here in the next couple weeks, we're going to start moving all these tanks over to the new house. So this is most definitely the last tour you guys are going to see of this room. But along with showing you guys everything, we're also going to talk about a lot of the new plans I have for the new fish room, where these tanks are going to go, where these animals are going to go. We're going to go through all that, and with that being said, we are going to get started. And we usually start on the left side of the room here at the 75-gallon tank, so today we're going to switch it up and start with the 55-gallon turtle tank right here. This 55-gallon is home to my 3 turtles, the first being Sheldon Jr. right there. The red-eared slider, he is named after my first ever turtle. It was named Sheldon, he was a yellow-bellied slider. But that's Junior, and that right there is Midas, the albino red-eared slider. And that guy's named after King Midas, who in Greek mythology, everything he touched turned to gold. So that's obviously inspired by his gold or like yellow colors. And then lastly, we got Toby, the pink belly side neck. He's not named after anything, I just like the name Toby. But yeah, these guys are all looking great. Here's a closer look at Midas. I'm pretty much positive Midas is a female, judging by the short nails and the short tail. As compared to Junior over here, if he comes out of the dark, you can see he's got those long nails and that long tail. And then Toby, I'm not really sure what he is, but if I had to guess, he's probably a girl. So yeah, those are the turtles. And then as for the fish in this tank, we've got a school of Buenos Aires tetras. I started with 3 of these guys, and if you guys are an OG to the channel, you remember these guys bred for me. So now we've got about 15 of them along with the Buenos Aires tetras. We've got a one-eyed koi fish right here. His name's Willie. This is his good side. If he turns around here, yep, you will see his one eye. And then we've also got a goldfish in here, and those 2 fish, the koi and the goldfish, will be going in my front yard pond. I don't want to put those 2 fish in there yet because the pond is looking a little bit rough. It's looking a little green. So I'm going to do a video soon upgrading the filtration in the pond so that the water can finally be clear again, and in that video we'll probably move those 2 fish in there. And then we've also got one little orange platy down here, as well as a big old guppy up here. This is pretty much the biggest guppy I've ever seen. And those 2 fish that I just mentioned, as well as all 3 turtles, are going to be going in a turtle pond or a turtle tub over at the new house. It's going to be 100+ gallons. It's going to be awesome, and it's going to be one of the first things I set up over at the new house. Then yeah, we'll also get all kinds of mollies, platies, guppies in there. And I do also want to make some kind of land section with that turtle pond because, like I mentioned, Midas is a female, Junior's a male, and I think I've seen them doing some funky stuff in here. I think they're trying to breed, so I want to give them a land area where Midas could lay eggs if she needs to. That would be so awesome if we can actually breed turtles. But yeah, after we get everything out of this tank, it will be home to one of my other fish, who I don't want to spoil it, but a lot of you guys probably can tell who it's going to be for. He may or may not be in that 40-gallon right there. But moving on over to our 10-gallon tall baby convict cichlid tank. In case you guys don't know, these 5 baby convict cichlids are the children of my old convict cichlid Killer. Killer was actually the first cichlid I ever owned. He is indeed the father of these guys, and then the mother is my blood parrot cichlid over in the 75, that orange one there. And yeah, these guys just keep on growing. That is Killer Jr. at the top because he's the biggest one. But yeah, these 5 baby convict cichlids are obviously going to be getting a tank upgrade soon. They've been in here for a while. This tank is definitely a bit too small for them at this point, and I'm not positive on what tank they're going in yet, but they will be getting that upgrade very soon. Then right over here we have the 125-gallon tank, aka the big boy tank. We do have 4 American cichlids in here. We used to have 5. I used to have a firemouth cichlid, but unfortunately one day I came down here and he was indeed floating. So RIP to the firemouth cichlid. I'm not positive on what happened to him, but the same day I found that fish dead, this piece of driftwood was actually floating, and it looked like the Oscars had dug out some kind of nest over here and they were like guarding it. So I think the 2 Oscars were trying to breed, and they probably got territorial and killed the firemouth. Realistically, that's what happened, but I'm obviously not sure. But yeah, the 4 fish that we have in here are Ozzy, the albino tiger Oscar. Then we got Tank, the regular tiger Oscar. We got Ike, the black line pike cichlid, and Bruce, the black belt cichlid. These are my 4 biggest fish right here. And if you guys watched my house tour video, you guys heard me say that I want to get a pool pond, and once I do, all 4 of these fish will be going in the pool pond. Then when they're all in the pool pond, we'll move some of my smaller cichlids over to the 125. We'll probably get a bunch of new cichlids as well, but this tank right here is going to stay an American cichlid tank. Right under the 125-gallon tank, we've got a 10-gallon guppy breeding tank, and you can see the guppies have indeed been breeding. There are guppies everywhere in this tank. I mean, I probably got like 15 or 20 to start, and they have just bred like crazy. I have so many of these guys. And yeah, I don't really have any plans for this tank or these fish, but if they keep breeding at this rate, I'm eventually gonna have to move some of them. So I'll probably move a bunch of them into the turtle pond I was talking about setting up. And yeah, moving on up to the 25-gallon Redtail catfish tank. You can see see one of them chilling right there in the barrel, and then the other one over here in this front corner, hanging out around the potted plants. These guys are getting a little bit bigger, and these guys are also going to be moved to a new tank very soon. I'm getting ready to set up their new tank, and I'm also going to be using all these plants on that tank. That will also be at the new house, and then after that, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this tank. I may or may not set it up over there. We'll just have to see if we have a need for it. Moving on over, we've got the 40-gallon Flowerhorn tank, home to my Flowerhorn Pluto right here. This guy is one of my favorite fish, if not the favorite fish I have. You guys can see those colors are coming in awesome, as well as that hump on his head. This guy is looking very good, and I think he's got a little bit longer in this tank. He's looking a little big for it, but he should be all right. If I have to, I'll probably take out that piece of driftwood, because he actually does love that house. He sleeps on that front porch every night. It's crazy. I think I took a picture of him, and I'll have that on the screen, but he loves his house. I don't think I can take that away from him. But yeah, as I mentioned earlier, it's no secret anymore. The 55-gallon will be home to Pluto here in a little bit, and yeah, he seems to be pretty excited for that. And then right down there is the 40-gallon tank. I actually have something new in there, which I can't show you guys yet. It used to be home to the African clawed frogs. I had 4 of them. I had 3 adults and 1 baby who was actually born from the adults. And unfortunately, I do have some bad news about the African clawed frogs. Over the past 4, maybe 5 months, we actually did lose all of our frogs. I don't know what happened. I'm assuming something was wrong with the tank. Maybe there was some kind of infection. I did try treating them. They kind of got sick and passed away one at a time, and every time one of them got sick, I would take them out and quarantine them, but then all of them did end up passing away, so it's a huge bummer. RIP to all the African clawed frogs. I loved having them, and I'll definitely have more African clawed frogs in the future. But yeah, their old 40-gallon tank is now home to something new, something awesome, which you guys are going to be seeing very soon. And yeah, that just leaves one more tank right back here. This is my 75-gallon American cichlid tank, home to 4 American cichlids, and it looks like something's going on in this corner. Oh, it looks like the fish got a hold of the algae wafer I dropped in for Neptune, which is my electric blue crayfish right down there in the cave. He is doing awesome. He's getting bigger still. So yeah, that's Neptune, the blue crayfish. This right here is Mr. P, the Pictus catfish. The redhead cichlid just popped in and grabbed the algae wafer. Oh, look at him, he's running with it. But then we also have a blood parrot cichlid, like I mentioned earlier. Her name is Kobe. Right back there behind the redhead cichlid is my Texas cichlid. He's doing really well. His colors are looking really good right now. We've also got 4 silver dollars in this tank. You can see 3 of them right there. And then lastly, we've got an electric blue acara right up top. And yeah, some of these fish are going to stay in this tank. This is going to be like my smaller sized American cichlid tank. So the electric blue acara will probably stay in here. The silver dollars may or may not stay in here. Eventually, we'll probably put the redtail catfish in there, and then whatever fish we got in that tank will probably end up in this tank as well, because they are indeed American cichlids. There's a little hint for you guys. But yeah, some of these fish will stay in here, and then the bigger ones will be moved to the 125. Then yeah, we're obviously going to get a bunch of new fish for these tanks. We're probably going to get a bunch of new tanks as well, and new fish for those new tanks. So yeah, a ton of new videos are on the way, so as always, be sure to stay tuned. That pretty much is going to wrap up this video. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys liked catching up with all the animals down here in the fish room. I cannot wait to get them all moved over to the new house. Other than that, today's comment of the day goes out to, and if you want your comment to be the comment of the day in the next video, all you got to do is drop a comment down below, and that could happen. And if you liked this video, be sure to hit that like button, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications, and I'm gonna see you in the next video.